What's up, guys? Welcome to my gym, and I built this entire facility like from a blank slate. It was a pretty much a big open shell, and what I did is I built specific places inside of this gym, and what I want to do today is show you the most valuable 100 square feet in this entire 11,000 square feet. Okay, so come on. Oh, we're already here. This is the consultation room. And again, this room didn't exist, and I wanted specifically to have this room be looking out onto the gym. But essentially what this room is that when we have a potential new customer, they come in and they sit in this room. Now, a lot of strategy went into the design of this room, from the chairs, from why this is a round table and not a square table, from why do we have a whiteboard in here, from why are these pictures on the wall. So I'm gonna kind of lead you down the path. So here's the first thing. I always, when I do a consult, now, full disclosure, I haven't done a consult in a long time. My staff is doing all the consultations now. But we would always sit in this chair, okay? Now why do we sit in this chair? Well, I want my famous cameraman to pan what's behind me. Take a look at that. What is that? Social proof. Customer success stories all over the place. Social proof is one of the most powerful forms of influence, and I want someone that new comes in and be like, oh, there's people here that are having success. So that's the first thing. So they're sitting in that chair looking out onto this wall with member success stories, okay? Second form of social proof is right, and I didn't just put these here, these were always here, okay, but we have two different books. And these are member success stories. So if you can pan here, these are all stories of members that have had success, right? And there's two different binders on it. And so what we do is when we sit down with a customer, we can then be like, oh, we got a guy that's 50 years old. We can be like, oh, you know, you're a dude that's 50 years old. Let me find a dude that's 50 years old. Oh, like Eric, perfect. Like, and then you can turn to this page and then tell the story. And then now I'm just like making shit up. I'm like, there's actually a story right here, and it's in this book, and he gave me his testimonial for that. So it's all kind of very strategic and thought out before we created this whole thing. Now, second thing is, the consultation isn't necessarily this sales pitch. It's not like, I'm gonna sell you a gym membership. I look at it as, when you're doing a consultation, you're what I call a trusted advisor, right? And so let's go to this table. This table is round. Why is this table round? Well, this table is round because I can then go right next to them and sit on the same side as them, shoulder to shoulder. And I'm not gonna be able to show you the actual documents that we use in the consultation today. I'm gonna do that in a separate video. But I'm sitting next to them, I'm collaborating with them, and I want to view myself in this whole process. In this hour is we're partners. I'm a trusted advisor for them, and I'm gonna help them go from where they are today to where they want to be. And that's honestly one of the most important things in this room, without getting into the exact questions that we ask or anything like that, is identifying where are you today, where are they today, and then creating this, you know, heaven situation or this like utopia for them, and painting that picture. And then in the middle is the bridge of the gap between how we're going to get there, right? And that's kind of what the overarching theme of this whole thing. Okay, so next is the whiteboard. Like, why is there a whiteboard here? And you can see stuff on the whiteboard. Is because what does a trusted advisor do? A trusted advisor will also educate them on what they need to do to succeed. So we're not just going to be like, well, you need to do this and you need to do that. We're going to be like showing them exactly the things that they're going to be doing over the time that they're with us. Okay, this room, what else? Take a look at that sign. So that was very strategic. It's the start that stops most people. You'd be shocked the amount of people that come up and they look at that quote and they're like, yeah. You're right. Yeah, it's the start that stops me, because this is the start of the entire thing. Pan over to my wall here. What is that? Books. Okay, how many gyms do you know have written books? Well, we've written a bunch of them. All right, this first book, well, here's another one. So why do we want books? We want books because we want to be a trusted advisor. People that write books tend to be more trusted, right? And so this is a book that we wrote that's a testimonial. That's pretty much a 100-page book that's basically an entire testimonial of this woman's story. We produced our own recipe book. This is our book for our sports performance program, so that's a little bit of a different one. So what we're doing here, another form of persuasion, is we're building authority. So someone comes down and sits in that chair and they're thinking about buying a membership at the gym, and they're like looking over and they're like seeing, oh, this place has produced books. And I'll never forget the first time that I saw a trainer. I was at like a big Globo gym, and I saw one of the personal trainers had written a book, and they had the book on the desk. And I'm just like, wait, this guy wrote a book? He's a personal trainer. He wrote a book. And remember how impressed I was with that. And I always say, I want to write a book, someday. And I think I've written like 12 at this point, but we have 3 right here that are just books that my gym has produced. But anyway, that is just a display of authority. And this shelf was put here, all right, for that specific reason, right? I wanted to display the books on the shelf to show that, hey, this is a place that is doing stuff. This is a place that is an authority figure in the community. And then we have our own supplements, and then we definitely will sell supplements at the thing, but we use Gym Subs for our supplements. And what I love about Gym Subs is that they private label it, so it's not now our supplements that we do. So you can see that that's Jason DeRose, my buddy, his line, but then it's our GFP logo on it. And we have this stuff like that. And then many times we'll build into the plan them selling supplements. And it's not like we're pushing supplements on them, but we're just building supplements into the plan because we believe in some of the stuff that they're selling, and we want them to be healthier for it. So but that's like just some thought process behind it. And it's just like when we built this whole thing, it came from a round table to a shelf to these pictures to this color wall. Like, what is blue? Why is this an accent wall of blue? Because blue is the color of trust, okay? And typically one of the reasons why I changed my logo and changed my colors is we went from red and black to blue. And because blue is the color of trust, right? And so that's like, so the point of all of this is not a lot of things that are great or random or by accident. And what you want to do is start thinking about the things that you're doing in your business, whether that's a consultation room, whether that's how you're outlaying your gym and facility, where you're putting your equipment. Do it with this intention in mind of creating better success and creating more results. So hopefully that gives you some ideas for maybe your consultation room. And here, you might not have a room like this for that. You can probably set up something similar in your lobby or anything like that. But we found that the setup of this room has been a really, really powerful thing to get people started on the right track, to get excited about their membership. And that's a big thing, is like, you gotta think about what people are doing. A lot of people think like you're selling a $500 membership, right? That you're not selling a $500 membership. Most people don't stay for 1 month. A lot of people stay for 10 months, 12 months, right? So if you say have an average lifetime value of 10 months and you're $500 a month, you're selling a $5,000 membership, right? Not a $500 membership, a $5,000 membership. That should come with some thought. That should come with, how am I gonna structure this process? How am I gonna set this up? What are the questions I'm gonna ask them? Where are we gonna sit? What are we gonna do? If you start thinking about the lifetime value of a customer and then thinking about the start of when they're getting started and the amount of money that you possibly can make from this one person, you're gonna probably put some more thought into it. So this is just I'm gonna do some more videos on some of the exact tools we use, what questions we ask and things like that. But I wanted to do this video on just the setup and why we put certain things in certain places. But if you could take one thing from this, do this. Nobody does this. All you gotta do is take your customer success stories, okay, to get a binder like this and put the stories in a binder. And then in your sales presentations, or whatever you want to call them, we don't call them sales presentations, but in your consults, pull the book out. Show them people like them and be like, oh my God, there's a person just like you that got these results. So if you take one little bit from this video, go and create your consultation book and consultations are going to probably be much more successful. So hopefully this video was helpful, and I'll be producing more videos just like this to help you make more money at your gym.